Ep.51. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe, Carly. Hey, Carly, can you hear it? Jordan, what's good? How you doing today, man? I just it's a good little vibe. Good little vibe.
I like
good little
vibes.
Let's start off with our first topic. I'm sorry, not even Paige Bueckers, but who will be getting Paige Bueckers will be determined this Friday, this Sunday rather, with the WNBA draft lottery. Now, the WNBA draft lottery put out a memo about how I guess the lottery system will be working. 14 lottery balls. Pause every time I say that word. Numbers 1 through 14 are mixed in a machine. 4 are drawn. So there's 4 balls that are drawn to create a number combination. Pause again. The qualifying team, the number that holds the 4-digit combination, will receive the number 1 pick. This process repeats to determine the number 2 pick. The number 3 pick will be awarded to the remaining draft lottery team with the worst record over the last 2 WNBA seasons. And then the last pick in the draft lottery will see the number 4 pick. Obviously, we already know that it's the Chicago Sky, the Chicago Sky, Washington Mystics, the Los Angeles Sparks, and Dallas Wings that are the pick. The draft lottery system. The rest of the remaining teams are in this order. The Golden State Valkyries will be picking 5th. The Mystics, again, have another pick. Phoenix is at 7. Indiana is at 8. Seattle's at 9. Chicago is at 10. Minnesota at 11. And New York at 12. And Jordan, I wanted to see what you thought. What are your thoughts with this? I mean, I guess who, and I'm going to ask my first question in a minute.
So the highest draft lottery odds are the LA Sparks at 44%. Then you've got the Wings at 27.6%, Chicago at 17.8%, and Washington at 10.4%. So the Sparks are the odds-on favorite to get this number 1 overall pick, and that is who everybody is trying to get right there. Paige Bueckers, whoever gets this pick is gonna, in all likelihood, pick Paige. It's pretty. I mean, if Paige ends up on Los Angeles, which we're all kind of predicting that she does. I mean, that is going to be probably one of the most exciting teams next year,
Absolutely.
It'll be also interesting to see.
So let me ask you this, Jordan.
Yeah.
So that's what I was just about to get into. So we'll get in our first topic. Which team needs Paige Bueckers the most? And then you can keep going. So I think you just said LA, but which team do you feel like needs Paige Bueckers the most?
Probably Los Angeles. I mean, that team has so much talent on it. Obviously Cam Brink when she comes back from her injury, and Rakia Jackson, and they've got some vets on that team too. It'll be interesting to see who they keep for next year. But I think Los Angeles, would get the most benefit out of her. I mean, really every team here can probably use Paige. So, but yeah, I'd say Los Angeles. They'd be a pretty perfect fit.
Absolutely. So regarding the Los Angeles Sparks, I think the perfect fit works. Obviously, the team that I think that needs her the most is LA, but the team that probably would be her best fit, honestly, would be Dallas. And that's just because you have another scoring guard in Arike Ogunbowale. And I feel like that team is more built to win tomorrow than the Sparks would be. Like, I think it was an anomaly that they were obviously the first team. And I think that it kind of worked out into their favor because they didn't draft Angel. Now they get to get a high draft pick. And now you're bringing back in a Paige Bueckers, right, to this this Dallas Wings team. And the fact that you have, again, two scoring guards, like that's something that they can't deny, especially just moving forward into this new era of the WNBA. You want to have 2 dynamic scoring guards that are versatile. And the fact that you said it, she's super efficient. And speaking of her efficiency, Jordan, I do want these were her comments though. So she just played against the University of South Florida, and these were her comments after the game. And I'm gonna put that up. Let me put this clip right here for y'all.
Big night for you, 22 points, but you also shot very efficiently, 9 for 10 from the field. How are you able to just be in that moment and be able to contribute this much for your team in this game?
Just trying to set the tone with how hard I play, and trying to be disciplined as much on offense and defense, take great shots, get the ball moving, get everybody involved, make sure everybody's playing together, and we're playing as a fist, not as a bunch of individuals. So for me to be the team leader, me to want to show the younger guys, show how we play here at UConn, it's everything that I want to do. And I'm just trying to be more disciplined. This is the second game in a row I missed a corner crash box out, so I'm very picky with what I'm doing right now because I'm showing the younger guys what we're supposed to do here. And so I'm just trying to lead and be an example in that way.
Yeah, speaking of getting everyone involved, we've been talking about how your team is able to perform when you're on the bench. How do you feel like they did, especially in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, it's been an emphasis in practice, them taking me out and having the team figure it out and having different people step up, having different people score. I mean, it's huge that we screen, we cut hard, we run people off our screens, we run our offense efficiently. I mean, we just help each other out. USF was a very heavy denial team. They got on pressure and played the passing lane, so it was heavy. It was huge for us to box people out, get open, cut hard, screen hard, and then attack the basket when they're up pressuring us. So I thought we did a really good job of everybody contributing on offense.
And we're gonna stop there. I'm gonna play some of her highlights. What are your thoughts about just I guess her overall leadership? I mean, she sounded like a qualified leader to me.
Yeah, she sounds different now, right?
Yeah.
She's
like a young woman for sure.
Yeah, having been there for a couple of years at this point, I mean, the usual evolution for a player, like the last thing they really develop in is how efficient they are, and once once they know what works and they want to get to their spots and how to attack a defense predictably, right? This is kind of where Paige is at right now. So yeah, this is this is the year of Paige, right? We'll see if she can lead this team to a championship, but yeah, I mean, we've been kind of for her entire college career. I know she hasn't won a championship, but we've been kind of anticipating her dominance for the last 3 or 4 years, and this is hopefully this is the year.
It's looking like this is the year. She had a monster game against USF.
Yeah. Yep.
Like she is super. I want to say she was 9 of 10 in this game. She missed one shot. I mean, just look at her efficiency is just unrivaled.
Yeah. 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 I see what you did there.
So her efficiency is unrivaled, and the fact that again, Paige Bueckers could do literally anything that she wanted on the court, and she again dribble, pass, shoot, and just dominate. Well, I'm gonna read one of these comments. If healthy, UConn will win. Way too talented. They're deep. I appreciate y'all, TX, for the likes. Make sure y'all double tap the screen. We're gonna add some of y'all in. You can always request in. I'm gonna chime. I want to hear what some of your thoughts are on all of these. On everything that we're saying. Double tap that screen. I appreciate all 12 of y'all is listening. UConn's problem since they lost to South Carolina in the chip 2021 was injuries. Yeah, I mean, regarding UConn.
Yeah,
go Jordan. Yeah, please.
I mean, it's kind of true, but I mean, yeah, like A's right. A's right.
UConn for sure should be the chip favorites. I think so too. And I guess we'll shift into a little bit with that being said. So because
I did want to shift back for one thing. If Paige ends up on Dallas, what does that mean for the future of JC Sheldon?
It means that if Arike Ogunbowale decides to leave, that you still have 2 guards. And what does it mean right now? She decides to stay, that you have a backup point guard that's solid and a great rotational player. And I'm writing an article about that now. And you have the ability to play a 3-guard lineup. So that's something that's invaluable. So like, I'm not saying that they need to go something like that, but if Dallas really wanted to, they could play a small ball lineup, even though Satu's not small, and you could put her at the power forward, go bring in a center if you're going to play Tierra, Kalani, whomever. And then you got Tierra, Satu, Paige, Arike, and then JC, and you could literally switch everything except for the center position. And I think that would work. Especially in the WNBA.
JC's kind of small though. I think TX.
That's what I say. So in the
I think TX said to. I mean, you could play JC at the 3, but JC's listed at 5'10".
So Paige is around the same size. Paige is around the same size, and that was what I was getting ready to get at. Is like, in the WNBA, who are the guards? You're not there yet at the point where you're seeing 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not Satu. Like every team doesn't have a Leonie Fevich either. So you can, Kalia Copper is, then you're gonna have a person that can. I feel like I'm not saying JC could guard Ka, but what I'm saying is you could just put her on her to kind of like circumvent that. Like Lexi Hall is 6'1", and she's playing the 3 guard for Indiana. Kelsey Mitchell's 5'8". Caitlin is 6. You know what I'm saying? So you can have guards that can kind of match up with these people in a 3 guard set and 3 guard lineup. So I feel like, and I'm not saying that that's the preference to do that, but what I'm saying is you can fit her into a team. And if you got 3 guards, that's perfect because you're gonna need a backup for one of the 2. So she should still be getting minutes regardless of if Paige is there or not. So, and then they said is Paige 6 foot. I want to say Paige is like 5'11", and that's the same thing, right? It means JC and their backup, or trade her for a 4 or 5 that's more mobile than McCown. I mean, I feel like they might need to do that anyway, regardless. But yeah, the fact that now I guess we can ask this question. And I saw this post from Ken Swift, somebody I follow on Instagram, on Twitter. He put this about Paige and Caitlin, and it kind of led me to think about a better question. Is Paige Bueckers going to have the ability to rival Caitlin Clark in the WNBA? And I'm going to take it a step further. Do you feel like she's a generational talent?
I think that I think she can rival Caitlin Clark. I think that, I don't know. I mean, I'm one of those people that has to be convinced of things, right? In my mind's eye, I feel like pre-injury Paige Bueckers would have been on the trajectory of Caitlin Clark, and I just want to see it put together for a longer period of time. But I think that Paige has pretty much the same amount of God-given ability as Caitlin Clark. And if they could be rivals in the future, I mean, that'd be awesome, man. Is she a generational talent? I think she has generational talent. Paige Bueckers does. I just I just wonder if she'll be able to hold up for the long haul.
You mean like not get hurt?
Not get hurt, yeah.
But I mean, I feel like they're gonna get hurt. Players get hurt.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know, but still.
So 1 of 4 put there is not a chance. So okay, so you're saying there's not one chance at all. So I'm gonna request you up. If you agree, disagree, y'all chime in. I want to hear what you think. So he said same, not. I love to hear what you guys say. Request in, please. I want to hear what y'all got to say about this. Okay. Do I think, again, if you're rating her, Paige, that is, on the same metrics that Caitlin had to do, meaning come into the WNBA, lead the WNBA in assists, et cetera, I'm not gonna say she's gonna do all that, especially now that you got Clark in the building. But for me, do I feel like she could average maybe 7 assists next season, 6 assists next season, Jordan? Probably. I'm gonna say probably.
Well, how many players were given the car keys to a team like Caitlin Clark has been? That's I feel like that's also something that is not exactly commonplace for a number 1 overall pick.
So I hear you. Yes, Jordan. And one of the commenters said something similar to what you just said. He said Paige, and a Clash, I'm gonna bring you up. Let's go to Clash. He said Paige is not close to her talent. People keep saying that, but they fail to remember it. Paige won National Player of the Year as a freshman. So I'm like, don't tell me, you know what I'm saying? That you can't say that she has no talent or is not talented or et cetera. Like, I would absolutely disagree. Clash, what are your thoughts on this? Everybody else, y'all want to chime in, y'all, please. Jordan, I don't know if you can hear it. I'm about to get the mic back for you here. Can you say that again, Clash?
Hey, DJ, what's up, Jordan?
Can you hear?
How's it going, man?
Hey, Jordan. Hey, guys, I just figured I'd jump in just to say, first of all, love jumping in with both you guys. And by the way, great party last time we had out together.
Amen.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, we always have a good time. Good, bad, indifferent. I got to tell you, good debates are always entertaining. I just want to tell you, both you guys, it was a good time last time we were hanging.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Clash.
Choppy, but it's always good. You understand what I'm saying, DJ?
Absolutely.
Hey guys, I'm gonna make this sort of succinct, but I want to tell you. Listen, I watched Paige the other day. I went back and watched a lot of her videos over the last month. Paige is clearly a talent. There's no question. And back when she was a freshman and winning, top honors in college, there's no question that she is a talent. Is she a Caitlin Clark type of talent? I don't think she's as quick. Hey, listen, everything is always my opinion. I don't think she's as quick as Caitlin. I don't think she has the speed on the ball handling as quick as Caitlin. I don't think her release on her shot is as quick as Kaylin when she goes inside.
That's
the
true.
Where she put a lot of points up the other day. I think she'll find herself challenged a lot more. Maybe you say, well, then she'll stay back, but I think she'll find herself more challenged in the paint. And the other day when she banged down a couple of threes, she had a couple of mismatches where people didn't come out and check her like one of the fours, and she has a nice J. She's a player. There's no question. She's a player. But all the things I mentioned, I don't think she's as quick. The release isn't as quick. And I didn't see her have the same type of open, on her J to get going. So that's my opinion.
Let me ask you this, Clash, before I mean, you don't have to leave just yet. If she were to win, let's say she wins National Player of the Year again, and they win a chip, do you feel like she is more? I'm not gonna say obviously. Well, you could make that argument. Would you say she's more accomplished than Caitlin entering the WNBA?
Listen, I got to tell you something. DJ, a kid like you, that as smart as you are with all the sports stuff that you do, it always comes back to the same thing. Is she more accomplished? You mean having 4 other 5-star recruits around her, having one of the top coaches? Even though I don't like Gino, I think Gino's a pinhead. But
we're gonna talk about Gino next.
Pinhead.
I think that she has all the great recruits around her and all the players. Yeah, but I don't know if you can
What's
judge
a pinhead?
Team award and the individual players award to answer that question.
Well, that's why I brought up the National Player of the Year.
No question, I understand. But National Player of the Year is still based on a championship team. You see what I'm saying? She ain't going to win it if they don't have a tremendous year. She's not going to win it if they don't have a great year. So I correlated it to them going to the finals again. But if they lose in the finals, I don't know if she'll get it either. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
When you say National Player of the Year, that's my opinion on it. The other day, too, I know, I guarantee, well, I don't want to guarantee. I was going to say, DJ, I bet you or Jordan both watched her play because, listen, I definitely have jumped in and joined women's basketball, college and above. But what I would tell you, listen, playing the 109th team in the nation, and Gino's got a starting 5 in at the end of the third quarter before he started extracting players. It's like, I'm not saying don't let it rock and roll, but she didn't come out till 1 minute left at the end of the third quarter, and I'm just saying, hey, Gino, you're up by 30. You got a squad that the 100th and 9th in the nation. Can you play anybody? Can you go down and maybe play like a community college somewhere, or 109th, 110th team in the nation is where you feel you're showing your best entertainment? They come up with Carolinas this week, I believe, but 100th and 9th in the nation, starting 5 still in at the end of the third quarter.
I appreciate it, Clash. We got a few more. Come request back. We got a few more that's on the live. I do appreciate
it. Hey, Clash.
Oh, I what he just
gone?
Yeah. I'm gonna bring up Tay, and then TX, you're up next. I want to hear what y'all gotta think. Tay, talk to us. So first, my first question is: 1, is Paige Bueckers a generational talent? Tay, that's the first question. And 2, do you feel like Paige Bueckers can rival Caitlin Clark in the WNBA?
Can you repeat that real quick? My fault, man.
Oh, no, you're good. My first question was: is Paige Bueckers a generational talent? And that's the second question was: can Paige Bueckers rival Caitlin Clark in the WNBA?
I think she's a generational talent for sure. Rivaling Caitlin, I don't know specifically. I think that's easier said than done, but I do think it's possible. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, why? Why do you think that? And then TX, get ready. Make sure y'all double tap the screen. We appreciate all the likes. Let's see if we can get more likes on this. Double tap the screen. Share this to some of your friends. Let's double tap the screen. And Tay, if you want to continue, you're good.
The reason I think that is because, one, I think Paige has no flaws in her game. I think she can shoot it, she can drive it, she can create, she can defend well. And not having a flaw in your game leads to generational talent. The thing when it comes to Caitlin is, well, I don't know if she can rock with her. I think it's 2 reasons. I don't think she can rock with her. One is because I do think being in the same draft class is one way to find a rival. That's why I don't think Sabrina and Caitlin will ever be like. I think everybody's trying to figure out how to replace Angel and Caitlin's rivalry because of the skill gap. And I just don't think no one's organically going to have the rivalry that the two of them had. As much as we want to say Caitlin's better, and Caitlin is a better basketball player, but that moment at the Natty was organic. And I don't think Paige and Caitlin will ever have an organic moment like that, at least not in the next 3 to 5 years. And that's the biggest reason why I don't think she can ever be a rival to Caitlin. I think she could play up to that level, though.
Okay. I'm gonna add to Jordan if you had anything to comment on Tay's comments, anything like that. And I'm gonna bring up TX.
Oh, good.
Okay, I appreciate you, Tay. Stay on the live. Double tap. Make sure y'all share. TX, you up next. Talk to us. And Tracy, I got something I want to say to you about everything that you're saying because I really do appreciate your comments. What's good,
Hey,
TX? Hey.
How y'all doing?
Good. How's it going, TX?
Not quick and sweet. Because in my personal opinion, I just feel like a lot of people don't actually watch Paige play. Like from her freshman year, well, anytime she did play, because it's like she's been injured for like 2 whole years. But I would just like to say, like, touch on her impact on this team. Because yes, you kind of still good without Paige, but they're not Final Four good. Okay, like every year Paige has played and has been healthy, that team has made it at least to the Final Four.
Yeah.
All right, that's just the truth. It is what it is. That's just how it is. And on top of that, it's like Paige is good at everything. Paige is good at everything. Like there's nothing that Paige can't do, except of course be more aggressive. But I mean, she has been more aggressive. She just isn't playing as many minutes because there's no point. If you're blowing out a team by 40, why Paige still playing minutes? That doesn't make any sense. But I feel like I'm waiting to see how she'll perform against those better teams, because she gets better when she plays against those better teams. But UConn's major flaw has always been injuries. I think that's Paige's major flaw is injuries. You know,
I agree with that. I agree with that.
2 years,
Yep.
all right, because of injuries. And that has hurt her, all right, in her game a lot. You know, that when you're injured, you can't practice, you can't develop anything, you can't do anything. And I think that people just don't understand how she's still as good as she is without that development that other players within the same age group in class has or has had. So I think that's just crazy. Like,
so let me ask you. So do you think she's do you think she's a generational talent? And then other question is, do you think she'll rival Clark in the WNBA?
I mean, I think so, yeah. But I think that Paige and Caitlin are different. I think we're looking at their points and their assists and things like that, but I don't necessarily think that's the type of player either of them are for real. Like, I think that Caitlin will always have the volume on her, but however, Paige will always have the efficiency and things like defense and the versatility on her. She will always have that. I feel like when we're talking about if they're playing head-to-head, let's just say in the playoffs, I think you're going to get the same amount of production out of both of them. That's just been the way it has been ever since they've been playing against each other. So I don't really think that it's going to be a significant difference looking at the careers 5 years down the line. I don't think there's going to be a difference. I know that there are people who feel that way, but I don't think there's going to be.
So you answer, yeah. So you do think she's going to be rivaling her in the W? Okay.
I mean, yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
yeah.
And
I don't know what her stat line will be. I don't know what she's going to come in the WNBA doing. When I watched Paige play, I was like, obviously she's going to be really good. Like, that's clear, obvious.
Yep.
Like, that mid-range Murrow is lethal, especially in the clutch. It's lethal.
And she's very, like, that's another one. She's clutch.
Games,
that's another thing.
Like, I
she's
never realized how good of a mid-range jump shooter she was. And I think that's the major strength in her game. It's not her three-point shooting. It's for sure her mid-range.
Okay. All right. Make sure I'm gonna bring you back up.
Good take, TX. I like it.
Great take. Y'all requesting. I want to hear y'all thoughts on this. Double tap the screen. Like I said, share this to some people. Share this to 2 or 3 people. We should be running. I want to run a contest. Whoever shares the most, we gotta do something like that. Like, y'all double tap the screen. I appreciate that. Now I wanted to talk about one thing. So do I feel like I kind of spoke about this on a live like a week ago, and I'm writing a story about this too. Funny enough, I don't think Caitlin has a rival. So to Tracy's point, I don't think that she has a quote unquote rival, as in there's like somebody I'm not saying that they're not as talented as her, but I feel like she is like. I feel like this. So I feel like if y'all ever seen Kill Bill, it's one of my favorite movies on this earth, right? I feel like Caitlyn is the bride, meaning like even though she's the protagonist in this movie, like I see her as like a Thanos, so like, but let's go say Kill Bill. So I see Caitlyn as the bride, right? And I feel like on her trek to becoming, and some people will say she'll become the greatest of all time. I'm not saying that all yet, but what I am saying is that I feel like there are players that she has to like check off on her death list. One of them
Yeah.
being Angel Reese, one of them being Paige Bueckers, one of them being Asia Wilson, one of them being Brianna Stewart, right? I feel like she has a list that she has to just like literally surpass and just dominate to say that, hey, I'm the one that's standing above. And then funny enough, I have Bill as Diana Taurasi, meaning like once she reaches the end of the road of her career, like the one that she has to obviously surpass is DT, meaning she's got to get MVP, she's got to get rings, and she's got to actually accomplish a lot to get that note of not respect, but just like
Right. Just
that
the accomplishment. Yeah.
yes, that overall exactly. So that's how I feel about it, truthfully. And the next saying Angel Reese is a non-factor. She is going to break y'all hearts. Y'all keep talking this nonsense about this young woman. She is going to break your heart. She's going to win in this league, bro. Like,
so I think a comparison, and it's not a perfect comparison that I think of when I think of Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers is it's an argument that I've heard before about Eli Manning versus Phillip Rivers. You got one person from like the establishment, right? Like all the cultural like hegemony, like the long-standing, like Connecticut Huskies team where we're just a factory for goats, like just a goat factory. Like, and this is this is the next product in the line, in the assembly line of the goat factory. And you get a player
GOAT. That's what they should call UConn. Go.
Yeah, and it's just like, she's so like smooth and confident, and she plays a little bit slower than Caitlyn, not frazzled. She has this offensive awareness, like nothing, and she doesn't have this like, or so it seems, like a killer instinct or level of aggressiveness that she hasn't demonstrated up until this point, right? She could totally prove that wrong, if she changes her narrative about herself, and she's got all the talent in the world, Paige Bueckers. And then you got Caitlin Clark from a relatively smaller school, kind of like a rival, right? But just, like literally trying to prove everyone wrong all the time. But coming from Connecticut, Caitlin has this, I mean, Paige has this like bedrock of confidence where she's just like, yeah, right. Like she knows that she belongs here. There's gonna be no imposter syndrome when she comes to the WNBA. She's gonna be there ready to perform. And not to say that Caitlyn wasn't, but I think that's my analogy for what I see with them.
So let's go with KD. So KD said, so who's Eli and who's Breeze in this situation between Paige and Caitlyn? I think you're saying that Caitlyn is
I'm saying Eli and Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, no. So I'm assuming that means that's okay. So you're
so Eli is Paige,
Eli
and Rivers is Caitlyn.
Caitlyn,
yeah,
because she's from she's from the establishment, like Manning.
Yeah, right.
If you missed that part, Katie. The Ravens' revenge. Paige's defense is what sets her apart, and then Paige is neither. Tracy is not high on Paige. I want to Tracy come up here. Let me hear what you got to say about this right quick. I want to hear your take on that. And then, like I said, everybody, y'all could request, and we'll hear what y'all got to think.
I mean, I do agree with Trey that Paige is the better defender than Caitlyn, but at the WNBA level, they might both end up being like below average, like minus defenders.
Tracy, you up? What's goody, sir?
Yo, y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can. I can hear you. You hear him? You hear him, Jordan?
Yep.
All right. So to answer what you asked, I don't think Paige is generational. I think generational is like, that's a one-of-one, like Michael Jordan, LeBron. When I watch Paige, like, I just don't see that. And the fact that she went to UConn and she couldn't beat Iowa last year, that just showed me the difference between a generational player and a good player. Like, there's no way. If you're this generational player, Clark did it for 2 years.
That's a good take. Keep going. That's good. You can keep cooking. That was good. That's good.
And then with the what you said, like Clark, she doesn't have a rival. There's nobody's her rival. Like, you can't say Paige because she's not even in the league. I mean, you can't say Angel because, I mean, if you want to use it in the context of just like for viewership, but like a real rivalry, she has no rivalry.
Okay. So he answered both. He answered both for the questions, Jordan, and I appreciate that, Chase. I'm gonna put you down, and if you have something else to say, all y'all can request up. I think we both agree on that. I feel like she kind of stands alone, and then we'll see other players try to like compete with her because
I think Katie kind of nails the underlying point, which is like people have different definitions of what a generational talent is, and like, I mean, how many generational talents are there in the league today?
I would say like a few. You know how I feel about Angel Reese. I feel like Angel Reese is one of them for sure.
Caitlin Clark, Asia Wilson,
Brianna, probably.
Is Brianna okay? Is Enrique? Is who is Sabrina a generational talent? No. Okay. I mean, is Nafisa a generational talent? Like, what is a generational talent? You know,
that's a great question.
I mean, I think that Jordan has like a good point, like when he asks us that question, because I think we all get caught up on whose generation, who's not. But I think that's really all up into how you define what a generational talent is, and like your personal opinion. Because there are people who will argue down that Jason Tatum is a generational talent, that AI is a generational talent. And I mean, I guess you can give that to them, I guess, or Tim Duncan is a generational talent, but people feel like generational is one of a kind and that it's unique, but it's just kind of like, oh, Kaden, so you don't feel like all these other players who have dominated some of these players earlier in their careers aren't generational and have given franchises, you know what I'm saying, championship after championship and have been the best players on their teams and in the leagues for years upon years. Like, is Jokic not a generational talent?
Yeah, he is.
I mean, to me, he is. I feel the same way.
Man, some people would say he's not even talented.
I feel like my definition of what a generational talent is different.
Yeah, I did.
So
yeah, she preaching right now. Jokic is Officer agrees.
Yeah, he most certainly is. Like, Jokic's peak. I don't think people understand just how good Jokic is. Just like they don't understand just how good Stephen Curry is. Like, his peak is probably one of like top 5 peaks that we've seen thus far.
Jokic is my favorite player. Have you seen Jokic's last 7 games, Jambari?
I've watched 3 of them. One of them
I think he's averaging like 28, 15, and 14 in his last like 7 games.
Against the Nets.
Dude, it's insane. Yeah.
Yeah. And hey, y'all need to chill off of AI, bro. Like, I don't care what y'all think about AI. That's my favorite of all time. Y'all gotta chill off of AI.
Reminded me, I remember what he was saying earlier.
You gotta chill off of AI.
Trey, did you not know that UConn was absolutely destroying, obliterating Iowa for 3 out of the 4? That was their first time ever being UConn ever, bro. Ever.
Yeah,
I don't think your team matchup, like, I don't think that means anything.
Oh, I mean, it means something.
I don't think that means anything because does the bad games that you have against lower ranked teams or on the biggest stage, does that all of a sudden
define you
if you're a generational talent or not, if you're a good player or not?
That's a
no,
good point,
of course
too.
not.
That's also a good
like,
point.
I'm not about to do all that. I ain't about to do all that because that don't make sense. Especially if I've been blowing you out for 3 out of the 4 years I've been going there and you beat me one time by 1 point and all of a sudden now you're way better than me. That shit don't make sense.
That's a fair point.
That shit don't make sense. That's irrelevant.
Thank you, TX. I appreciate that.
All right, TX, take it easy.
Tracy, I'm gonna bring you back on. I want to get to this, Gino. I'm gonna bring you back on, Tracy. I got you. And y'all, again, everybody else, y'all requesting. And then Tay, you asked me what makes her stand alone. She is a rookie who almost just won MVP. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's a rookie who made first team All-W, and she'll probably be the first guard to win MVP. Like, you know, she is that talented, bro. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like she's not Caitlin Clark Kent. Y'all gonna hear like that's Caitlin Clark Kent. You know what I'm saying? All right, now moving forward, I'm gonna and Tracy, I'm gonna bring up. I promise I'm gonna bring you up, but I want to hear some pause. I want to hear this Gino quote. This is what, speaking of Caitlin, this is what Gino Auriemma had to say about her recently. So I want to share that kind of.
The point is,
okay,
where are we going next? And if we think that one kid, one Caitlin Clark is going to be enough to take this where it needs to go, it's not. Or one Paige Bueckers, it's not. What they do is they show you the way. They show you what's possible. And then the people that run the operation have to now capitalize on it. And then the younger generation, the high school people, have to prepare these kids so that when they get to college, we have something good to work with. And then we send them up to the WNBA, and then they have something good to work with. And it just keeps growing and growing and growing. So it still comes back to those of us that are in charge of the game. Are we making the game better every day? Are we making our players better every day?
What are your thoughts about that, Jordan? He had a lot more to say, but I'm not gonna. It's like
I think Gino's message is correct. I just don't like that it's coming from Gino. But yeah, like he is correct. Like it can't just be one player. One player can never really. Okay, because like if you attach everything to that one player, when that player retires, the whole league is just gonna go back to being what it was 2 years ago. Like you know what I'm saying? So like, for example, there's a different industry right now. Like in esports, there's this legendary Hall of Fame player. His name is Faker, and he's like getting much older, and he's about to at some point retire in the next year or two. And is the whole community surrounding that just gonna fall apart? Like, I mean, there's a good chance that it might, if you don't, especially if you don't build up these other narratives, to support the league. I think the WNBA is kind of doing a good job of helping build up like Reese, Beckers, Juju, so there's enough seeds planted now where I think it won't be entirely dependent. Yeah, so they aren't hedging all their bets on just one player, but in theory, Gino's correct. It's just a bad look that he keeps talking about Caitlin Clark in not the most positive ways. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's all.
All right, Chasey, what you got to say about that? That's funny though, Jordan.
Oh no. So I just want to rebuttal TX.
Yeah, and if you're gonna get everybody else, hold on. If you're gonna get everybody else in the comments, you can do that. And make sure y'all double tap the screen, share the live. I appreciate that, y'all. Appreciate y'all for listening. Comments. Make sure y'all double tap that screen, y'all. All right, what are you saying, Chasey? No fault.
Oh yeah. So this for TX and everybody else in the comments. When I say, based off of what she said, how UConn beat Iowa every time they beat them, I'm glad she said that because they beat them when they had all their players, all their good players, right? What I was saying was when UConn played Iowa, they didn't have a lot of their players, so they were rotating a six-man bench, right? What I'm saying is games like that is what show how much of a good player you are, because if you beat your best players, you should be able to beat us without them. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, okay.
I know my takes are not terrible.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
That's a simple, it's logic.
And I think about, like, to Tracy's point, I think about it like this, and I think about it like this too. Funny enough, it's just like I say in big games, superstars win, and I need my superstars to play like superstars when it's time to be a superstar. Otherwise, why are we calling you that, right? They roll the ball out. You got 40 minutes. You said you're better than me. Let me see it. One of them showed up victorious. You know what I'm saying? And we could go to the box score on that and everything, but one of them showed up victorious, and they kind of like left the other one behind. And you know, like, if you understand what I'm trying to say, like, I feel like she proved her point. I feel like she proved everybody's point. Like, she's better. And if you look at the numbers, she's averaged better numbers than Paige. Now, and it doesn't take away from Paige being great as well, but I mean, y'all gotta tell me if y'all feel like I'm crazy. Tracy, I feel like a little. I feel like what you're saying a little bit. I feel like I understand what he's saying.
But I think they need to stop putting her in conversations with Clark. Like, she's not that. She's nowhere near that. Hey, come on, what are we doing?
I ain't gonna do all that. Now I'm not saying all that. I'm not gonna say all that.
Paige shouldn't have won. What I forgot what it's called.
National Player of the Year.
Yeah, National Player of the Year. She shouldn't have won that. Clark averaged 26 and 7 that year.
Yeah.
And Paige only averaged like 17. Like, what are we doing? Like,
and if I could, I'm gonna read the box score from the so they beat them by 2. So 71-69. Paige Bueckers finished the game on 40 minutes, 7 to 17 shooting, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 turnovers, 17 points. Caitlin Clark had 40 minutes, 7 to 18 shooting. She had 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, 4 turnovers, and 21 points. And then again, her team won.
Great stat line.
Yeah, it is. And her team won. And her team won. Tracy, I appreciate you. And I'm gonna have I appreciate y'all. And I'm gonna bring we're gonna get to a point where I'm gonna add everybody on the live. Like, so it'll be like 5-6 people.
Well, only one of them at least a blooter, so who knows, you know.
Talk to us, Tay. What's goody?
With the UConn versus Iowa thing, I just don't get how we just don't. One game to me isn't enough for me to say you clearly better than one person. Neither one of them shot well in that game. That fourth quarter, they both were pretty terrible in the fourth when the game. And Paige is on a 6-man. The roster has 6 people in rotation. Like, and you beat me by 2. And you had your full squad with you. I don't see how that's a knock against Paige for losing that game when you coming against me with your full arsenal. I got half my team with me, and we still in a dogfight. Like, that don't show you head and shoulders above me. Now, if you want to say she's better, that's fine, that's cool. But you can't get that game. That game is not enough for me to say somebody is either one of them will be head and shoulders over the other. Like, you cannot have a game like that came down to the wire in a pretty ticky-tack call, and then just say this just proves that. Because Hannah Stokely had 23 points. And Hannah was she was killing Aaliyah Edwards. And I love Aaliyah. But I just can't say you're head and shoulders above me and you barely beat me and it's only 6 of us against 8 of y'all. I just can't.
So let me ask you this. So would you rather have 6 5-star recruits or 8 and 1 5-star recruit and 8 and 7 2 or 3-star recruits? And be honest. Be honest. Be honest.
I would rather have. See, to me,
it's okay. It's okay.
Because having 6 5-star recruits is great.
So, but you gotta answer it first for me, and then continue.
No, I would rather if it was between Iowa or UConn in that game, I would rather have Iowa. I would rather be Caitlin Clark for Iowa.
No.
Because of how great Caitlin is. Caitlin is great. And their high school recruiting rank. High school recruiting rank is important, but it ain't the end-all be-all.
I hear you.
Kate Martin was a 3-star recruit, but Kate Martin is a dog. Kate Martin is one of one. Kate Martin is one of them players that helps you win games. Kate Martin is a difference maker. She's not just some scrub on the street. Kate Martin is better than a lot of 5-star recruits in NCAA.
But Aaliyah Edwards went 6 in this WNBA draft. Kate Martin went 30, like 30, and then.
Yeah, I'm not saying she's better than Aaliyah Edwards, but you're not gonna tell me that it's not. A star recruiting out of high school is important, but it's not the end all be all. Just like Angel was a higher recruited player than Caitlin. Is she better than Caitlin Clark? No.
I mean,
just
maybe.
You're a higher
recruit
does not mean you're a better player. Like, recruiting is important, don't get me wrong, but it's not everything to me. Like, it's not the end all be all. That Iowa team is not as trash as people try to make it out to be.
How many of them are in the WNBA right now?
I'm kind of pissed they're not to the top 25 this year because they're a good team still. And that's all. It's just, I don't think you can just say this is a gap based off that one game because it was a great game. It could have went either way. and I think both of them underperformed in the clutch, but played pretty decent games. So I just don't see how we can come to a conclusion.
You know, Jambari, like, I mean, you know, like, I feel like anybody can lose in any game. I mean, even the Dream Team lost against a bunch of college kids. So, you know, anything can happen.
I'll say this: if you put Caitlin Clark on Connecticut, they're walking away with a chip. If you put Paige Bueckers on Iowa, I don't know if they're getting to a Final Four. That's how I feel.
And my problem with that is that's a what if. We don't know.
I understand.
You can say that,
yeah.
But you can also say Caitlin Clark. Who knows what they do in UConn? Like, we don't know what she might not be Caitlin Clark if she goes to UConn. Because Gino Ariema not giving her the freedom that Lisa Bluter gave her. So that might handicap her, and she might not be the Caitlin Clark we know today if she goes to UConn. Paige might be better than Caitlin if she goes to Iowa because she has more freedom to take over games. Like those what if isms, like who really cares?
Yeah, I hear you, Tate. I mean, it's just discourse. We're gonna move.
It's a fun conversation to have.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not saying like it's just bad. Like this is a great conversation.
I appreciate it.
It's different opinions.
Yeah, of course.
I think that's a really good point, Jambari, where like the level of production and stats, I mean, all we remember about these games is really the box scores because that's all we remember. But
sure.
I mean, when James Harden goes to Houston, he's averaging 36. You know, when Caitlin is in Iowa, she's averaging 27. When Michael Jordan plays for Dean Smith, he's averaging 15. You know, it's like, I mean, a lot of it is determined by what system you end up playing in and what your level of production is.
I agree with this. KG, I'm going to bring you on. Pocha, I'm right there with you. Numbers don't tell an individual story about impact. I think about it like this. If you put Kevin Durant, who was at Texas, and he was putting up like crazy numbers, or a Michael Beasley, if you put them on any powerhouse team, they're still going to be themselves. Like they're just doing it at a higher production rate because they're on a team that needs them to do more. So I wouldn't say that they're going to get suppressed enough to the point where it doesn't look like they're still dominating. What are you saying?
So then what happened to Michael Jordan under Dean Smith then?
They won. He was the third option and they won because he was, again,
yes, he did win. What were his numbers though?
Like he was averaging 15 a game. 15 a game is
I know, but he wasn't averaging 37 like
that's not but you didn't need but they needed, that's what I'm saying. They needed Paige to do more. That's my point. They needed Paige to do more to go win. Jordan did exactly what he needed to do to go win.
Average 44, you know. I mean, he wasn't doing that in the pros. I mean, the point I'm just trying to make is that like the system and coach that you're in, you know, does affect what your production ends up becoming.
Absolutely. And KG, I'm gonna bring you up. I'll bring you up next on the panel. Everybody else, y'all chime in. I want to get onto this or move on to this next topic. I mean, it's quick. Sabrina just said so. They're talking about the 3-point contest. Funny enough, KG. She brought up Klay Thompson. So she said if they were to play against a 3-point contest in the NBA versus WNBA type format, like in the All-Star, she would want Stephen Klay, not Stephen Bradley Beal, but Stephen Klay to go against Sabrina, and she picked Clark. So these were her words about it.
I mean, if I would have to choose, I'm taking Caitlin Clark on my team.
Oh, there we go.
So I thought that was, you know, very telling, just very interesting, because it seems like she's getting a lot more respect from these vets and these all-star players amongst the WNBA. KG, let me go bring you up here, and I want to hear what you got to say.
Yeah, y'all gotta let that joke go, bro.
Yeah, you good, bro. I'll mess with you. Hopefully you're doing good.
I never argued that Bradley was a better shooter than Klay at all. So
KG, we all make mistakes, bro. We all make mistakes.
The conversation we had was irrelevant to the clip you just played with Sabrina. I never said that he was a better shooter than Klay at all.
I got you. I appreciate the follow, Trey.
Yeah, on the
before KG, let me ask you, because I've asked everybody on the panel or everybody who I brought up, and we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna open up the live for everybody in a minute or in a few minutes. One, I know how you answered, but let the audience know. Do you feel like Paige Bueckers is a generational talent? And two, do you feel like she has the ability to rival Caitlin Clark in the WNBA? And then you can kind of say what you have to talk to.
Of course, you know my opinion on this. Paige is one of a kind. I don't think there's too many people like her. I think currently she's the best player in college basketball. would be, in my opinion, probably somewhere in the top 5, if not top 10 PGs in the W as she declared last year. But I think she
Yeah,
is
that's
on
probably true.
course to get this title at UConn because what I was telling you last time that every superstar that Geno's had has won a championship, so I don't think she want to leave. I don't think she want to leave without winning one.
Okay. All right. Now, if you wanted to go on to your takes, you could.
But yeah, I think she's a generational talent. I don't think many people score the ball with the efficiency that she does. There isn't a flaw in her game in terms of scoring the ball. She can score at all 3 levels and create her own shot. Doesn't need people to do that for her. She plays very well off the ball. What else? Very good defensively. Yeah, she's a great passer. I wouldn't go as far as say she's as good as Caitlin, but if there was I think she's in a tier by herself. But if there was like a upper echelon tier beyond below Caitlin, then she'd definitely be in that. Yeah, I think her IQ is up there with the best of them.
Yep.
Very versatile in the ability to play different positions. When needed, I think that's also a testament to her greatness, and I think that's also why I think a lot of people don't look at her. Well, I ain't gonna say a lot of people because I think a lot of people do look at her at the likes of Caitlin. Why you and like Tracy and them don't, I don't know, but she's always been in that conversation. I don't know why y'all want to take her out now, but
You talking about Paige and Caitlin? Why you feel like I don't do it?
yeah, I was about to say that I think a lot of people don't have her, but then I rephrased because a lot of people do have her in the same conversation. But I don't understand why you and people like Tracy don't. But
it's because like I told you, I feel like she's 1-on-1. I feel like she's the one that she's like. I feel like she's 1-on-1. Like it's just that serious. I feel like she's 1-on-1. Like I don't. I feel like if you're gonna compare Caitlin, fine. That means you're telling me next season, Paige Bueckers is going to come in and make first team All WNBA. She's going to be 4th in MVP. She's going to break the assist record that Caitlin will probably most likely break again. She'll lead the league in assists. Like the bar is so high for Paige Bueckers now. I don't feel like, or just any guard, I don't feel like it's an attainable, and I feel like it's unfair to just. I feel like that's unfair to kind of expect that
all the time that you have to do certain things to be considered in the same tier as somebody. Like initially, like I don't think that she has to go and get like an award straight off just to say that she's the same caliber player that Caitlin is.
So what do you think she has to do to have the what do you feel like she has to do then? That's a better question. What do you feel like she has to do? Just win more?
I currently think that she's in the. I ain't even gonna hold you. I currently think that she's better than Paige. I mean, than
oh really?
Caitlin, but that's just my opinion.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm just listening. I'm saying okay.
I said you like to not do the argument because one's in the W and one's in college, but Paige could have declared for the W last year.
So if let's do it like this. If Paige would have declared for the WNBA last year, who's going number 1?
Say again?
Who is going number 1? Paige or Caitlin? If she declared,
Caitlin would have because of Paige's injuries.
I mean, so then what are we saying? She's proven that she's better than Caitlin, even though Caitlin is proven
better than me, though.
I mean,
a lot of people in the league, in both leagues, go above players because we aren't so sure about your injuries. We know how good Michael Porter Jr. was perceived to be a top 5 pick until he got a back injury that dropped him down to like 14 or 15.
But it kind of proved what people thought right anyway.
What?
That he wasn't going to be as talented because of that injury.
Nah, he's still better than
Michael Porter Jr. is not what we thought he was. I thought Michael Porter Jr. would be the next KD. He's not that anymore.
Nah, I didn't think he was.
He was that talented. Michael Porter Jr. was that talented.
Yes, he was talented.
They went above him in the draft class, and they took him below those people because they thought he wasn't going to be good due to the back injury. That's my point. Okay.
All right, Paige not better than CC, Micah Parsons, different things. MPJ is different. I appreciate that, KG. We're gonna open up the lines again. We'll keep moving on with the show. So now we're speaking about quickly, Jordan, Juju Watkins. She's getting her own docuseries on NBC and Peacock. pause. The rise of Juju Watkins. The first episodes premiere November 23rd ahead of the USC Notre Dame game, and obviously that's a classic rivalry. What are your thoughts on that? Quickly, we don't have to speak too much on that, but I just make sure y'all take a look out on that.
I think that if people have not already watched her play, they just need to watch her play. Or catch this docuseries because it's she's next in line, man. She's really good. She's really, really good.
We're talking about Paige and Caitlin as if Juju not gonna walk in and.
Well, I actually had a quick question about Paige. So KG said that Paige will walk in and probably be a top 5-10 point guard in the league. I think that's true, but only because there's only 12, 13 teams in the league. There's really 12, 13. We're not, we don't know who their point guard is. So very quickly, yes or no, Jambari, very quickly, yes or no.
Okay.
Is Paige better than Sabrina? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Paige is better than Sabrina?
Yeah.
Okay. Is Paige better than Caitlin Clark?
No.
Is Paige better than Alicia Gray?
Oh my God. Yes, probably.
Quickly, yes, no. Okay, yeah. Just fucking Malcolm Gladwell, blink. Like, just say it. Is Caitlin Clark better than Lindsay Allen?
Wait, Caitlin Clark or Paige?
I'm Paige.
Yeah, Paige is better than Lindsay Allen.
So you've only said one person. So okay, so far you've only had Caitlin Clark, is that right?
Yeah.
Dejanay Carrington?
Okay, are you talking about point guards? And yes, Paige probably will be better.
How about Ariel Atkins?
Yeah, probably.
JC Sheldon?
Yes.
Chelsea Gray?
Yeah.
Like Skylar Diggins-Smith?
No, not next year.
Natasha Cloud?
Yes.
Courtney Williams?
No. Actually, I'm gonna say yes.
So I think you had like 2 or 3 people. So she's like a top. So she comes in the league. She's a top 4 point guard in the league.
Yeah, when Paige comes in the league next year, she'll be at least top 5 point guard. Yes, absolutely, yes, I agree with that. But that's what we're saying. But when Caitlin came into the league this year, I said she was going to be the best point guard in the W. That's my point. That's what I'm saying. Why I feel like there is a little bit of a gap. It's not like I feel like there's a gap. When they asked me the same question last year, when Caitlin walked in the W, and I said she will be better than X, Y, and Z, and she's going to be the best. Is Paige Bueckers better than Kelsey Plum next year? I'm gonna go no. I'm probably gonna go no, or even Jackie Young. You know what I'm saying?
I'm probably gonna go no.
Yeah. And that's
it's close though. It is close.
And that's okay. Paige not better than Sabrina. She's definitely better than Sabrina. And I like Sabrina. And Sabrina gonna hate me now. I like Sabrina, but you know what I'm saying. I think Paige is gonna be better than Sabrina.
We're just digging the grave deep.
I know. Kelsey Plum thinks I hate her. Now Sabrina gonna think I hate her. Alicia Gray, Ariel, and Nye, y'all gotta stop. Dejanay, y'all know how I feel about Dejanay as well. Y'all know how I feel about it. If y'all don't know, I absolutely love Dejanay Carrington. Like, if y'all don't know, that's one of my favorite players.
So you've had her over. The only players you had her over were Caitlin and Skylar Diggins-Smith, right? Like, I think those are the only people that you said yes to. Therefore,
you can say Enrique, but Enrique is going to be better than Paige.
Yeah, but I mean, Enrique is like.
We're talking about just point guards.
It's point guards.
She's top 5 point guard next year.
So I mean, according to you,
but Alicia Gray is not a point guard. That's why I'm surprised you even mentioned her.
Well, I mean, I just went through a million guards really fast.
Ryan Howard would be on that list, but I'd probably say Ryan will be better than Paige next year too.
Okay, so she's a top 4. So is she a top?
She's a top 5 point guard and a top 10. I'd probably say top 15, top 10 guard overall.
The reason why I just listen because these are the people that because a lot of the positions aren't totally defined in the WNBA. You know, like forward, small, like what the hell is a Brianna Stewart anyway? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
she like a lot of these positions aren't really well defined.
Tay, he said we got to stop the nonsense. I'm
all those people are twos. Oh, okay.
Here's what I say, but let me get onto this Angel Reese because I do want to talk about Angel. So and Tay, I'm gonna get back to you. I promise. So Angel Reese has been in the gym. She has been working on her threes. Here she is pictured with Gino Auriemma. This is back in high school. Like, okay, now this I want to get to. She is in the gym and she's catching and shooting threes. Jordan, what are your thoughts about this? If Angel is able to knock this down at a consistent pace. And before I ask you that, Jordan, I'm gonna say this. Look, I don't think Angel needs a 3-point shot to become great. I think that she's going to become great with or without it. But the fact that she's adding this in her game, it shows you that she has a propensity to work hard. It shows you she got a propensity to make sure she is going to become dominant. And because she's opening up her game and shooting the ball like this, I think the sky is the limit, literally, for her and her game. And the fact that defenses will not be able to load up on her and Camilla, if she's able to knock this down, bro, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
I think that's the most important point, is that if she adds this to the game,
it's
it
a wrap.
really diversifies that offense a lot, because the lane was getting clogged with, I mean, like they're both great in the front court, but it would really give Tyler Marsh more options in terms of offensive like creativity if she could do that. Obviously, she'll become a better player, more well-rounded player if she could hit that shot consistently. But yeah, it'd be really good for the team, actually.
And Crunk, I don't know why they be sleeping on Angel, but that's okay. They're gonna have to keep sleeping because she's gonna be a monster. Like, she's gonna break y'all. I keep saying it, she will be breaking your hearts. If y'all thinking she's gonna just lose or just fade away or whatever, she's gonna break your hearts. All right, Tay, talk to us right quick, and we're gonna move on to the rest of our topics so we can finish the show out. Yeah, you.
I just don't. I can't process thinking. I mean, Paige is great, but she has to come into this league, and as great as Caitlin was, and as great as Caitlin is, it took her a minute
to do what?
Adjusted to this league, to get adjusted to the W, and she's different. She's one of one. The idea that you think a guard, which is the hardest transition in the league, as great as Paige is, I don't think it'll be as easy for her. Sabrina, to think she's over Sabrina, Ariel, Alicia.
He's naming some of my favorite players too in the W, and that's crazy. But no, I do think she's better. They said the same thing last year when I said Caitlin Clark was going to be better than Kelsey Plum, and then I named every single guard that I thought Caitlin was going to be better than, and guess who made first team all WNBA? And guess who seems crazy right now, but when it manifests, it just okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hear what you're saying. I do, because these are some of my favorite players to watch, talk about, and cover. So I understand exactly what you mean, Tay.
But my thing is, okay, let me, because...
And Cece didn't struggle. She struggled with turnovers the whole year. She dropped 20 her first game. This is just such a fallacy that she struggled. Like, she adjusted to playing the point guard position. But you can keep going.
If you think dropping 20, which I think was on like 40, low 40, early, high 30%.
Name the guard that shoots over 45% in the WNBA.
And no, I'm not saying, again.
I don't think anyone.
That's my point.
Maybe Phoebich, but she's not a guard, I think.
That's what I'm saying. They all shoot in the 30s. So how are you telling me that you can hold this?
I think all don't shoot the 30s. Like, this idea they all shoot in the 30s.
They do. Most of them shoot in the 30s.
Like 45.
No. Okay, we could pull up the highest. Okay, Rakia Jackson was ranked 30th overall, and we did this the other day. There were like 5 other players that shot better than her and that were guards. And Rakia was number 30, and she shot 45%. She's not considered a guard; she's considered a forward. Actually, we're gonna get to that. You can keep going. I want to. You know how I am. We gonna get to the numbers. You keep going though.
If you don't think Caitlin struggled, I guess averaging a 1-to-1 assist to turnover ratio as a point guard is struggling to me. Like, she struggled the first 10 games, and that's okay. It's not a knock on her. Hey, like, everybody had their problem. Angel had her down streak after the All-Star break. Every rookie struggles. That's a part of coming into a league. I just can't. My thing is consistency and doing it over consistent years. Kelsey Plum has been a top player in this league for multiple years.
Oh, y'all still on that?
To put a Paige over her in her rookie year.
I said Kelsey Plum most likely would be better than Paige this year.
Okay,
Sabrina is not going to be better than Paige this year.
In the W for 3 years, she just won a championship. You can't one season. I just don't see how you have to do this consistently, back to back to back.
I disagree with that. I feel like because you can't tell me right now Caitlin's not better than Sabrina right now.
I think Caitlin had a better season than Sabrina.
So then how is she not better?
I think she's just better.
It's once you did it for once. You did it for 1 year. I've seen a bunch of players have one great year.
So her rookie year, she's done things Sabrina has not done. in her career.
Again, I've seen a countless of people do this. I've seen people have one great year, historic year, and then flame out. That's not what I don't think Caitlin will be that person.
But if she had a better season this year, and this is her first year here, and Sabrina's not getting any better because she's been in the league for 5 years, that means Caitlin was better her first year and probably will be for the rest of her life every season from here on out.
Sabrina ain't getting it. So, I disagree with Sabrina has not gotten any better over 5 years.
What I'm saying is Sabrina is not going to get any better from here on out because she's already, like, kind of hit her prime. That's what I'm saying.
I disagree with that.
I might disagree with that a little bit too, but
But
over
but it's like she's been in the league for 5 years. Caitlin in her first year was better. That means every year you're going to be better from here on
that's
out.
what I was about to say. She's always averaged around 17 or 18 points per game, and always averaged
The
around
rate
5.
at which Caitlin is going to get better versus the rate at which Sabrina is going to get better going forward. One is growing like this. One is maybe growing a little bit like this. Like,
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with the idea. If you have Caitlin over Sabrina, that's fine. I don't totally disagree. My personal opinion, I don't put people in top 5, top 10 conversations until they show me 2 years of greatness. That's just my personal opinion. You don't have to agree with it. And if you have, I won't argue and say you're crazy for having Caitlin over Sabrina. I don't think that. It's just not the guidelines that I follow when I come to ranking players. I think off eye test, you can make that argument, and you can make it a great argument.
The eye test argument, it ain't an argument.
yeah, it's not an argument.
It's just I have a certain standard I hold for great players. I need 2 years. I need 2 back-to-back years. So now, I think she will be a top 5. I think she will be better than Sabrina.
So the chat wants to know, where do you rank Caitlin? Unpopular opinion. Some players peak early, others Simone love me some money moan. Katie said, where do you rank Caitlin Clark right now?
Where do I rank Caitlin right now? 7
in the WNBA. So who are the 6 you got over her?
I have the big 3, which is to me is
Stewie, Fee, and Asia.
Fee. I have all 3 of them. I have AT. I know a lot of people don't like her counting stats, but
I put her at 4 also.
I put her at 5.
And then I will have, honestly, I will actually, as I think about it, I'm not mad at her at 5 because I will have a John Quayle, her, and Kyle Copper in that next group. And I think if you have her 5, that's cool. I think she's somewhere around Kyle and John Quayle. So 5 really don't bother me. I think the top 4 to me will be Fee, Alyssa, Stewie, and Asia until Caitlin do what she did again this year. I'll move her over AT because I think she will repeat what she did this year and get even better. I think she'll be a 20-10 guard next year.
So Tay, you have her at 5 or 7?
Yes, they're around 5 to 7 range, like 5 to 7 range.
Yeah, I'm not. This was never really it was more like To me, I take my time to crown people because I've been burned too many. I'm a Bears fan, so I've been burned a lot.
You want to crown him and crown him already? Yeah.
Denny Green, my favorite.
You talking about Angel, like her developing a 3-pointer and the video. We need to pump the works on her jump shot because mechanically she got to do a lot of shit she got to fix. I don't like it's just a hit at the top and it's too long. It takes too long to get off. So I think her jump shot is like a 2-year, 3-year project.
Oh, for sure. You don't just learn how to shoot over in the season. Yeah, it takes some time. And she got a broken hand. So that's what I've been saying. I'm not judging her on how she shoots next year for sure. Like I need her with a full off season with a completely rested hand. That's not, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I agree.
And one thing, I think Caitlin, I wouldn't be surprised if her and Caitlin play together on Rivalry.
Oh, I would be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That would be fun though. I would be surprised though.
The reason I wouldn't be surprised is what better way to make money? I think them together makes more money than them against each other because the W is already going to bleed that dry. So I think the way, because I think Caitlin's playing. I think 100% think Caitlin's playing in Unrivaled.
I think so too.
And I feel like I think it's going to be her and her girls. And I think playing with Angel and the rest with her, AB, Angel, Kate, and Lexi. That's the team I think is going to be. If no more Fever fans, and Meg Gustafson, because I think Meg is going to join. So I just think
KG was telling me Meg is a bum. Keep going though. Thank you.
People think Meg's a bum.
Thank you, bro. Let me put the thank you, bro. I appreciate that, Tay. I don't know what bro. Thank you.
Player on the Aces?
Yeah, I don't know what he was saying, but we gonna move on though, and then Tay request back in. I know KG gonna request too. That's what I was telling him, man. KG, I don't know what you was talking about. Meg could hoop and Meg could play, and Becky Hammond, if you listening, play her, man. Play this woman some minutes. 15 minutes per game. Every time she had 15 minutes, she was scoring almost 8 points or more in every game. Like when she played less, she's still putting up points, but you got to give her some time to go do that. I got you, KG. I know what you're saying. Jackie Young, I got you. That's one of my favorite point guards. All right, so moving on. Again, Angel Reese developing that jump shot. Very crucial. I think it's going to happen. So shout out to Angel for that. And we're going to do some quick takes, Jordan. Gabby Williams, 16 points, 5 minutes. She's playing in the Eurobasket League for France.
Williams.
I mean, she is a monster, and she has just been proving it every step of the way. Yeah. What are your thoughts on this? Just real quick. Real quick.
She's good.
She's good. Yeah,
that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
If you're Indiana, go pick up a Gabby Williams. If you're Chicago, go pick up a Gabby Williams. If you're Las Vegas, go pick up a Gabby. Like everybody should be calling this young woman's phone to go put her on the roster. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She is really good. Period. Like absolutely. All right, now quickly, and KG, I'm gonna bring you on. I promise. Katie Smith is joining her alma mater, the Ohio State basketball. Obviously, our women's basketball program. What are your thoughts about this? She is now leaving the Minnesota. She was a great hooper, by the way. But what are your thoughts about Katie Smith leaving this to go to Ohio State? And also, before I do that, J.C. Sheldon is also now the director of player development at Ohio State. I have no clue how she's going to be managing how to do that in Dallas. But
how do you do that? How do you do that?
I have no clue, but I'm happy for her. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about that?
I mean, when she's in the league, I guess none of those players are getting developed then because she's not there on site. But they're just chipping away at the. I mean, that's how it is, right? Like the great teams last year. I mean, everybody wants some of those. Whoever played a role in their development, right? We saw them picking apart the Vegas bench. Now they're picking apart this. Minnesota Lynx infrastructure and that's just what you have to do. So good for Ohio State. That's a great get,
It is absolutely. Katie Smith's a huge, great basketball mind. All right, quickly. Grace Berger, 3-on-3 women's team in Phoenix. Speaking about developmental, I mean, obviously, y'all know how I feel about Grace. I know a lot of people think she's trash, and that's okay if you do. I think she's a good player. I think she'll be a fine pro as a backup point guard somewhere. Hopefully, she gets some minutes somewhere if she's not playing Indiana. Those are my thoughts. All right, now quickly to college. South Carolina. This is another one of my favorite guards in the league to watch. Malaysia Fulwiley, 18 points in 18 minutes. If you have not watched this young woman play basketball, you need to go turn on the game. She is an absolute dog. There is nothing she can't do on the court, offensively, defensively. And you know how you talk about players being held in a box because they're on a team. If she weren't on South Carolina, you put her on Iowa, you put her on one of these other, she would be a star. Like, she is amazing. She's not good. She is an amazing player. Like, there's not enough great words I can say about Malaysia Fulwiley. And then also just moving on to her teammate who is this year draft eligible, Tahina Pow. Bro, pow. Every time I watch this young woman play, like, she just is getting better and better and better. Obviously, she's a knockdown shooter, 10 of 16. She's a very efficient scorer. I mean, and if you leave her open, that's just straight cash money. I'm expecting, again, if you're this is another player, Indiana, Chicago. If you need a guard that can get some points in a buck, Las Vegas, a guard that can get some points in a quick hurry, love me some, like, their backcourt. South Carolina is just so stacked. Like, and they should go undefeated and win again. Honestly, they are just a stacked roster. So
we're gonna be seeing them a lot this year, man. The next 4 or 5 months, and I mean, Pau might kind of. I mean, a lot of the draft projections are kind of having her right around where that Fever draft pick is. Yep. So it'd be a pretty good match.
Absolutely. And then one of our last one. This was a sleeper pick that a lot of people have been speaking about. If you're not in the West Coast, you probably don't watch her enough. Lauren Betts. She is a big bro. 31 points, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks, 5 of 15 of 18 shooting. Like, she is another. This is somebody that great hands, great footwork. She's strong. She has great touch. She could pass the ball out of the post, finish her on the rip. She is going to be a monster. Like, whenever she's in the W, she is going to become a monster. She is a great player. She's not a good one. She is going to be a great player in this WNBA. So shout out.
So she's listed at 6'7". You know, that's huge. Like, that put her right under Griner height. So yeah,
Crazy, bro.
that's crazy.
It is. So that's Lauren Betts. All right, now I'm gonna bring up KG because I think he. Oh, I thought he was still requesting. Let me see. Jelani Cambridge, that's another freshman that had a great. She had a 30-point game. I'm waiting till college games get more competitive before commenting on players. June Doll, I'm the same way. I like when they play against ranked teams. I don't care when they're playing against unranked teams. But okay, G, go. You can get your bars off. Tell me that I thought you was hating on Meg, but you wasn't.
Yeah. You gotta stop adding words. I never said Meg was trash. I just said I don't think she fits how the Aces are constructed or like playing. Like, I feel like she's too slow. They don't play the team I did in comparison was Caitlin and the Fever. They don't play as a fast tempo game that the Indiana does, but they play pretty fast or whatever. So that being said, I don't think Meg is that suited for the team based on her slow foot speed and like her lack of ability to switch because of it when it comes to defense or whatever. And I was saying the production that she gives you on offense, it doesn't really offset what she gives up on defense because of her lack of ability to switch and guard people on a perimeter when they pull her out of the paint, which a lot of teams are going to do.
These bring me up. Okay, you got to add in. I'm going to bring you up next. I got you.
So two I wanted to talk about, you were just talking about the NCAA or whatever. So the AP Sports put out their top 25 list, if you've seen that.
Okay, no, refresh my memory.
They put out the top 25 list of basically they ranked the schools of who has, I guess, the best chance of winning the title this year.
Okay.
I'm trying to pull it up. I know South Carolina is one, but I disagree with that.
South Carolina should be the number 1 team in the nation.
I don't think they are. I don't see it this year.
I do. I don't see how you don't. They don't look better to you?
Their first game with Michigan.
I mean, yeah, I agree.
And I didn't. Yeah, I didn't like it. I think Notre Dame's better. No, I think UConn's better.
Notre Dame.
If we stay healthy, I think Texas
UConn should have a chance to knock them off. Honestly.
Who else is on there? Okay, so there's South Carolina's number 1, UConn is number 2, USC. I think USC is better. They have USC at 3. They have Texas at 4. I think Texas is better. UCLA. I think UCLA could be better, and I think if they play UCLA, they will win because they don't have anybody to guard Lauren. Like, they don't have an opposing big this year.
Chloe Kitts could play some. She could play a little bit.
Chloe's like 6'2", 6'3". She
could play against Lauren Betts, though.
Nah, she's too small.
We play UCLA. There you go. They play UCLA.
Listen,
there you go.
As good as Chloe is, do you think that Chloe is a better defender than Angel?
No.
Do you think that Chloe is as physical as Angel was at LSU or at Maryland?
No.
Exactly. I seen what Lauren did to Angel. I just want to leave it there.
Okay, let me. We're gonna hold on, KG. I'm gonna bring you back up. I hear you. We're gonna everything you're saying, I kind of co-sign somewhat, but just let's we're almost done. So let me question. So Jordan, what are your not what are your thoughts? Closing thoughts, rather.
Closing thoughts. Yeah. I mean, oh man. I mean, it's just the start of the season, man. There's always so much hope for every team at the start of the season. It's going to be interesting to see. Because we talked so much today about Paige, I think it's important to note that Paige can still develop as a player also. So I think the product that she's going to become, when she gets drafted number 1 overall, is going to be slightly different than what we're seeing right now. And it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out. Because I don't think she's done growing yet. As a player, she hasn't had as much playing time, as other great players in college, obviously because of injuries and stuff like that. So it'll just be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah, and speaking of interested, again, I love everybody that's on the live, y'all, the comments and the shares, the likes. I appreciate it. What I'm more interested in is just seeing how Angel develops as a player, and the fact that, again, I feel like she's a jump shot away from honestly becoming unguardable. The fact that she's shooting 42% at the rim, there's so much room for improvement at that point. And if she's able to knock down shots from the outside, you're not gonna be able to guard her and Camille. Like it's gonna be a wrap. And that's what I'm saying. She's gonna be breaking your hearts pretty soon. Like she will be winning in this WNBA. Is what like I think. I think she'll win an MVP. I think she'll win a ring before she's done. And I can see the vision. So I see what she's working towards. So again, y'all be sleeping on Angel. Y'all know how I feel about Caitlin though. On the same breath, I feel like she's gonna be the best player in the league right now, or eventually. But I feel like y'all be sleeping on Angel a lot. Like y'all just treat her as a role player, this and that. It's true. You laughing, y'all telling me she Andre Drummond and this and that. Camila can't get a jump shot. I'm not expecting Camila to get a jump. Camila has a jump shot right now though. But I'm not expecting.
Is she Andre Drummond or is she Eric Dampier?
Neither. That's neither. She's close to the she's on her game.
I'm messing with you.
Oh, I was about to say her game is closer to Draymond because she's able to she can guard 5 positions, she can dribble the ball up court, she's like a better, more refined version of a Draymond Green, honestly. That's how I can honestly feel like Angel will be, like a more refined version of him, especially on the offensive end. So that's how I feel personally. So it's only for me, it's only a matter of time to see that because she's like the next evolution of what a point forward is, especially in the WNBA. She's gonna be showing that a lot. Yeah, she's already guarded Stewie and Lay locked her up. So all right. Other than that, I'm gonna close the live. We're good. I'm gonna switch to TikTok. If y'all want to request in, y'all can request in. Jordan, I appreciate you. This episode 51. Episode 51. 51. We're here.
Take care.
Deuces.